Yeah, my name's Chris Henry. Thanks so much for joining us today while I run you through our Accelerate growth plans. The agenda for today's video is pretty straightforward. So firstly, we're going to go through a little bit about Noise Agency and our background and where we come from, what we do. Then we're going to run through the three primary growth pillars, the marketing gap, and then how our Accelerate plans work. And then finally, I'm going to give you guys a $8,000 special offer, which will hopefully be a good incentive for you to be able to make a high quality decision about whether our plans work well for you and your needs. Now, as I said, I'm one of the co-founders. I'm in the middle there. My business partner is Simon. He is a business scaling expert, growth strategist. He's worked with many enterprises across Australia and the world, and he's really nailed down the science of systematic growth. Now, Simon and myself, we're both entrepreneurs ourselves with multiple businesses outside of Noise. In some ways, was actually created initially as I guess, a tool for us to use to create and scale our own businesses, as well as being something we're very passionate about. We both enjoy business. We'd both be lost if it wasn't for working on new projects and clever ideas. And luckily, that's also worked out to be quite a good choice for our lifestyles. As for us together as a partnership, we've had multiple successful exits on other projects. We've built and sold many businesses, likely just like yours. And we built Noise as a system to help us, and we're very confident it's going to be able to help you as well. Now, we are powered by 50 plus, like a highly scalable team of specialists who've mastered the art of turning like bold ideas into market changing results. Now, the team is both local and international. Now, 5, 10 years ago, we've had the big offices. We've done all of that. Now we are an online business, very lean, but we also have the benefit of being able to work with the best talent based on specific skill set that we require. Obviously, it doesn't make sense to set up a big office in Brisbane or something like that and then only be able to hire the talent that's within, a 30 to 50 kilometre radius of Brisbane, as that really fundamentally limits the talent pool that we can work with. So we have people literally from all over the world that work with us day in, day out to produce the results that we produce. Full service, full stack team. Now, some of the clients that we've worked with and continue to work with include businesses like Genea Fertility. That's a $500 million company specializing in the fertility space. We've done many projects with them now across a whole range of things from branding to communications to web development to video production to ongoing lead generation and marketing. We were one of the first to set up call centers for Vodafone in Australia. We've worked with First National, worked with Porsche. We scaled the RSV from a very small company into what it is today. We created and rebranded LenLab. We worked with Living Gems as a lead generation agency. They're a $2 billion company. But we've also worked with, I guess, local companies like Naked Accounting and Buyers Club, which are absolutely scaling in their own right. Take Bathhouse, Mudgy Meat, Your Pharma, Cosmetic, many more. The best way to find out some of the companies that we've worked with and see some of our work is going to be to go to our website and just click on the portfolio link, or just go to noize.com.au/portfolio. There is many brands that we've worked with over time. There's a whole slew of case studies online about our business success stories. Now, one of the things that we noticed very early in the piece working on Noise, which we've been doing for nearly 10 years now, is offering services to businesses isn't enough. There's a lot of other problems with the way services are planned and delivered that we wanted to solve. And in that, we've become a complete business ecosystem, which I'll tell you a little bit more about later. So what do we do incredibly well? Now, there's three growth pillars. These pillars are essential to basically set up your business correctly to get the growth that you're going to want. Now, the first one is going to be your brand strategy and your implementation. So just making sure that we're setting, or whether we're setting it up for you or whether you've already gone through this process, you've got a really good strategic vision, really clear positioning, like who you are and who your customer is. You've got a good quality identity, so your logos, your colors, your fonts, your messaging, etc. You've really clearly articulated your value as a business and how you're different to your competitors. Your messaging is consistent across all the touch points. You've really found a way to connect with your customers emotionally, and you've got a really good brand architecture, meaning that like everything that you've got from a brand perspective is effectively used across all the different touch points that a customer might see, or that your internal team members might need to work with. Then secondary to that would be that's step one with a lot of the companies that we work with. Not what we're talking about today, but that is definitely pillar one. Second one is web and app development, or we call this digital infrastructure. So this is, a really good quality website. That is essentially where most of the businesses we work with, their customers are going to do the shopping or they're going to interact with the business in some way or form. That website needs to have a good user experience. It needs to be built to handle scale and growth. So, ideally you want it to be built on a platform that allows you to scale it quickly based on the needs of the business. Needs a very good and simple content management system, mobile optimized design, obviously, and then potentially, integrated payments, integrated forms, and other integrated plugins, depending on what the needs of the business are. And then finally, we want to probably dive into strategic marketing, which is the main topic of what we're talking about today. The Accelerate plans, make the assumption that both step one and step two of these growth pillars has already been completed at a high standard. If it's not, we can talk about what we can do to go and create or refine those things at the end of the video. Now, when it comes to strategic marketing, it's really, really important, assuming your brand strategy and your digital infrastructure is well done, that you've got very clear marketing intentions, you've got concept-driven campaigns, meaning you don't just want to run generic ads, you want to run ads that really lean into your unique value proposition that you have as a company to make sure that the customers that are inquiring are actually relevant customers based on what you're trying to do. You need to have a good quality execution plan. So what's the plan over the next year? And what needs to be done at what time to make that plan actually execute. You want to have a really good channel optimization strategy. So how we're using the different marketing channels. We need to know how we're going to measure the ROI. So if we're going to market on a particular channel, how are we measuring whether that channel is successful or not successful? What's our audience? Who are we targeting? What is our content strategy? So what content are we creating when and posting at what time to drive what results? And then some growth forecasting, like what are we actually looking to achieve, and what sort of milestones are we going to need to meet to make that happen? So this is essentially where the Accelerate plans live in the third pillar, which I'll run through in more detail. Now, what's the problem? The vast majority of businesses that we speak to have invested in their infrastructure. So, a really good brand or a website or videos or marketing or a brochure, or they've developed products, et cetera, et cetera. But unfortunately, they haven't really thought about how they're going to turn that infrastructure and that investment into customers at scale. It's a very, very common problem. Businesses get fully set up, or they've got all of their infrastructure done, or they piecemeal different bits of infrastructure, and then ultimately are wondering why they're not getting the inquiries or the conversions that they're looking for. So types of infrastructure that a lot of businesses start with would be, developing their products and services, setting up physical locations like offices, getting your branded communications done, all your audio and visual media. So that might be like video production, that kind of thing. Digital infrastructure, like what we're talking about. So websites, Facebook pages, et cetera, et cetera. Developing educational materials. Other technology and tools might be like automated workflows. And then obviously human resources. So hiring people to do certain roles happens a lot. And then ultimately those people are not kept as busy as they should be, or turning the results out that they should be, because the marketing doesn't support the infrastructure that's been created. So a lot of businesses stop at this phase and then wonder why they're not seeing the growth they're looking for. And obviously setting up really good business infrastructure is highly important, but it's only one part of the overall equation. Now, the not so obvious truth. The key to business success actually lies in a successful promotion of your products and services. So it is more important to promote and sell your products and services than it is to have a kick-ass website or to have a kick-ass brand or to fully develop our products. Time and time again, I've seen companies develop products out that ultimately the market doesn't even want. Now, that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing to develop a product and go to market and promote it after the fact. But there is a lot of value in testing the market at times to see if the product or service that you're selling is actually something people want. Now, here's a bit of an analogy. If you had a Ferrari, would you park it in the desert? Obviously not. So spending money on a beautiful brand, website, digital infrastructure, etc., without highly investing in your marketing is like buying a supercar and parking it in the desert where no one can see it. Cool. Obviously, marketing's important, but you don't know how to do it. That's very, very common. We call it the marketing gap. And, filling the gap requires skills, resources, experience, talent, and time that most businesses simply don't have. So, on the left-hand side here of the gap, we see product, services, and fulfillment. So that's capability. And then on the right-hand side of the gap here is a scalable business model. Now, there's a big gap here that we need to overcome, and I'll show you how. So, as we're talking about, we see the base infrastructure here on the left-hand side. These are things that need to be set up, improved over time to support the growth goals. But over on the right-hand side here is the growth management. So it's things like your blog posts, your white papers, your infographics, your social media management, your paid advertising, your list building, your emails, your EDMs, so your emails out to your existing audiences, your on-site SEO, your off-site SEO, your pay-per-click advertising, your social media advertising, ongoing performance monitoring, analytics, reporting, and strategy. These are just some of the things that need to be done to bridge that marketing gap. But when you do bridge the marketing gap, it ensures a continuous and effective promotion of your products and services, leading to increased visibility, customer engagement, and ultimately sustained growth for your business. And all of these things require a strategic plan, then constant ongoing management. It's a huge undertaking to actually market and promote a business well. A lot of work. To bridge the gap, you're likely to need a team of multi-skilled professionals. So we're talking advanced skills in marketing, social media management, content creation, SEO, web design, branding, customer service, business analytics, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The list could go on forever. So maintaining a full-time marketing team is a huge challenge for most businesses, and it typically results in massive costs. But more than that, it results in gaps in talent. You end up hiring someone that's okay at a number of things, but ultimately can't specialize in any one particular thing. And then the results that you get for that hire or for that outsourcing potentially align with the skill set of that specific person. Now, to recruit and hire and manage a team with the broad skill set that you need, you could easily invest $500,000 annually. And that's just not reasonable. Now, even at $500,000, you're talking, 5 to 7 reasonable team members that can actually fulfill on what you need. And that's still not specializing down as much as you realistically probably need to. What's the alternative? So we can help bridge that gap for you. We offer an array of professional grade services that far exceed what a typical in-house marketing team can deliver, all at a fraction of the cost. And the best part is we can operate as your outsourced marketing department, or we can support your team where they fall short. So if you've got a really great marketing manager and they have specific skill sets, we can just augment their skill sets with other services as needed. And we can create a customized package based on what the needs of your business are. So we've pinpointed the key components of marketing that truly matter, and we've implemented them with skill while you pay using your cash flow. Some Accelerate plan inclusions. So the idea is that we offer affordable expert marketing solutions, providing flexible and consistent promotion for business growth. It should save you time and allow you as the business owner to focus on your core operations, or not. You might want to just go on holiday. This includes things like your website pages, email writing, designing and sending, form automation and technology, blog writing, posting, pay-per-click advertising management, web and software technical support, SEO, social media advertising management, conversion rate optimization, search engine optimization, and ads reporting and strategy, organic social media management, domain and website hosting, et cetera, et cetera. The list literally goes on. But all of this is underpinned by a centralized strategy, and it's managed by our team internally, so everybody knows what's going on at any one time. And the best part, we make it super easy to manage everything in the project, even us. I'll show you how. We've developed a SaaS product called the Spot Business Dashboard. And essentially, you can say goodbye to the hassle of searching for your business assets, information, or wondering what has and hasn't been done on your marketing plan, because everything you need to manage your business, marketing, and resources will now be in one central hub. Now, the Spot Business Dashboard literally has everything that you might need to manage your business. If you've got multiple brands or multiple businesses, you'll have multiple brands inside of our dashboard. Each brand will have its own goal setting and actually its own marketing plan. It'll have all your branding, all your visual communications, all of your messaging. So all of your product messaging, your website messaging, that's communications or copywriting, depending on the language you use, et cetera, will all be inside the hub. But it will also have all of your business contact information, I guess, all of the information that anyone in your team would need to know to be able to work on your business effectively. But more than that, it means that absolutely everybody on our team goes to the same place to use the same information to work on your business and your brand. So there's never any information slip, which is very, very common when you're working with multiple agencies or even within an agency. And you might have an email chain going on with one person and an SMS chain going on with another person, leaving many people on the team out of the loop as to what's actually going on with your business and brand. We've completely solved that problem with our business dashboard, and I'd be very excited to show you through it on our actual meeting. How much does it cost? So our growth plans start at $1,000 a week. There is no contract and you can cancel anytime. But each package is custom tailored to your needs. And the more that you include in your package, the more value you can unlock. So the more that you have us manage for you, the more value you will see out of the services we manage. Now, the vast majority of clients that we work with just get us to handle all of it. Some clients get us to work with an existing marketing manager, and that marketing manager might handle certain elements depending on their skill set. Now, how long does it take to roll out? So in the first week, we're really looking to access and assess everything. So we're really looking to get into, your branding, your website, set up your spot, make sure we've got everything that we need, access things like your CMS, your social media, your ad accounts, your Google Analytics, your CRM, your email marketing platform, any other tools that we think we might need to be able to work on your business. From week 2 to 3, we're really looking at asset creation. So here we're really laying out the roadmap for what's happening over the upcoming year, and we're starting to plan like what should happen when and what does that look like. Then after week 3, we're looking at quarter 1 approval. So typically we're going to be looking at showing you through around 3 months worth of the strategic plan and the content that we're looking at posting on your behalf, and running you through the strategy of that first quarter of approvals. And then after that, after we get approval from you, we're then getting into scheduling all of those assets and actually starting to implement any of the things that we've recommended. Now, there's a huge amount of work here to do, and we have to onboard our entire team as to who you are and what you do. Now, we're very good at this. It's not a big deal on our side, but it does obviously take time. So spots are limited. We can only take on a certain amount of clients each month. We try and limit that to between 2 and 4 clients. So 1 a week at most, depending on the sort of client. So bigger clients that have got quite extensive budgets and require quite a lot of infrastructure or I guess planning, we'll take on less often. Smaller clients like local businesses, etc., we can do about 1 a week quite effectively. Okay, so a lot of businesses we work with actually have somewhat limited infrastructure. So for example, you might have a logo and not a proper brand kit. So it's not really something that we can work with, because when we go and develop all of your social media assets and all of your creative assets and absolutely anything that we need to create, brochures, flyers, literally anything for your business, right? We're going to need a brand kit that I guess tells us exactly how your brand is meant to be used. Now, a brand kit would typically include your logos, your colors, all of your fonts, and then a lot of like examples or mock-ups of how the brand is actually used in application. Or in many instances, people might have a brand or not, but have a website that's really letting them down. Like it's maybe not very user friendly, or it's not leading people towards a conversion. Now, we have an offer where if you need infrastructure and you sign up for an Accelerate plan, if you go on a yearly plan where you can still pay monthly, so that's fine, or pay weekly, that's not a drama, but you need to sign up for a year commitment, we'll actually give you up to $8,000 credit towards your branding and website. So for example, we might be able to go and redo your brand completely for that. And if you're way, it does make a lot of sense to just sign up for a year commitment. You're already going to be planning on spending $1,000 a week. We give you $8,000 in credit, so we can go and fix that thing. And ultimately, it's good for you because you get that credit. It's good for us because we now have a brand that we can work with that's going to make our job much easier, but also allow us to be much more effective in how we roll out your infrastructure. So thank you very much for listening to my presentation. If you'd like to book a free Accelerate Discovery meeting, there's buttons all through the website. Check it out. Looking forward to speaking more.